Hey guys, what's good? JJJBoxing. So I want to go over today the keys of victory for Jilly. Jilly, say hi. You tired? Oh, there you go. Say hi to the audience. Yeah, she's in the featherweight division. She's got a mean left hook. And Jack over there on the bed. Jackie. Jackie. Yeah, he's sleeping. Yeah, he's on antibiotics for his ear infection right now, so he's really sleepy. But yeah, he's a middleweight. He's got a good straight right hand. But anyway, back to the video. The keys of victory for both Gennady Golovkin and Saul Canelo. So I'm gonna go over them, and I'll tell you why. What I think each fighter needs to do to win, and or help their chances of winning anyway. So I'll start off with Golovkin. So Triple G, he needs to number one thing he needs to do is just use his jab, like he did in the first two fights, and more especially in the second fight he used it even more. I'm pretty sure, and he's always had success with it against everyone, and especially Canelo. It keeps Canelo at bay, and it scores points and it wins rounds when Canelo's taking his time and Canelo's looking for counter shots, and Golovkin's just popping his head back with the jab. That's scoring points, and that wins rounds. So I think the number one thing to do is use that jab to keep, obviously to win rounds, but to keep the distance. And then, but I think this fight he needs to do obviously a bit more because the judges are fucked. So he has to follow up with a straight right hand, a looping right hand, or he's got to do more like that. He's got to follow up on that jab, and he did that obviously a handful of times in the first two fights. With the right hand over the top on Canelo's head. But yeah, the number one thing is utilize the jab and then implement your other punches after the jab to do more damage. And then, so I just feel like that's the number one key to the victory for Golovkin is the jab, and then be more active after the jab, because obviously these judges aren't going to give you the decision, right? So he's got to add more power shots when he has the opportunity after the jab. And then for Canelo has to obviously sell out in a sense. Because I feel like no matter what, maybe they will just give it to Canelo again, the decision. But in the fans' eyes, he has to do more. He can't do the same he did in the first two fights, because that's not good enough. And especially against, people are looking at Golovkin like he's 40 years old, right? So Canelo really, there's pressure on him to do more, even if the judges do give it to him. So I feel like the keys of victory for Canelo is body punching. And he obviously is a very good body puncher. Obviously Golovkin has a good left hook to the body as well, but Canelo has a very good hooks to the body. And I feel like when Golovkin is not throwing the jab, or he's being inactive and waiting on Canelo should take advantage of that and not just wait for Golovkin to make a move. Don't wait on Golovkin to counter. Canelo needs to be more active, and that's the problem in the Bivol fight and in the Caleb Plant fight. Canelo gives up rounds, and he's not pushing the action, and he never sells out. And that's the problem with the Bivol fight, is he never sold out to win the fight. He just cruised to a decision, hoping that he would get the decision. And that wasn't the case. The judges finally made the right decision, even though the scorecards were still garbage. But I feel like Canelo needs to get out of his comfort zone. And when Golovkin is not throwing, or when Golovkin is throwing, time it right and get inside and throw the hooks to the body. Because I feel like if he can land good body shots, especially early in the fight, he can slow down the 40-year-old even more so and test his endurance. because we've seen Golovkin huffing and puffing in the Murata fight. And I know some fighters, they breathe hard, and that's just the way they look like they're tired by breathing hard. And other fighters, they don't physically show it as much that they're tired by breathing hard, but they are tired still. So I feel like Golovkin was still throwing a lot of shots against Murata, even though he was breathing hard. But still, though, breathing hard is a sign of the lactic acid building up. You are fatiguing. So Canelo needs to take advantage of that and hit him to the body and take even more wind out of the sails. You know what I mean? Air out of him. So is that the saying? Take more wind out of the sails? I think that's the saying. And I feel like if he can don't focus on the head too much. Like, still, you want to put your combinations together, head and body, but I feel like Canelo should focus more on the body on Golovkin. And I feel like Golovkin could do that as well, to be honest. It's obviously good for any fighter to go to the body, but I feel like if I was going to pick a key to victory in this fight, it would be the jab for Gennady Golovkin, and Canelo, it would be the body punching. Just so Golovkin becomes even more stationary and he gasses out even more, and then you can land the hard headshots. So, but obviously, and like I said, any fighter that lands good body shots, it's good. It's a good game plan for anyone. It's a good key to victory. But in this case especially, since Golovkin has such a good chin to begin with, I feel like it would be better investment if you went to the body on Golovkin instead of trying to knock him out to the head right away. And vice versa. I do feel like body shots could work on Canelo, because Canelo has had stamina issues in his past fights as well. And it could be all that added weight on, right? Like, he's not supposed to be fighting at this high of a weight. Like, if you walk around, your natural body frame is 100 and, let's just say me. I walk around at 170 pounds, right? Say if I bulk up to 200, and I'm forcing myself to eat to get there, I don't think I should be there then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I should be fighting there. I'll be sluggish and slow. Now, I'm not saying Canelo's forcing himself, he's eating a lot to get there. Maybe he's just growing into that. But I do feel like Canelo is showing a bit of sluggishness at these higher weights, and that could be affecting his endurance. So Golovkin going to the body could be good as well. But there's my keys to victory, guys. The two main ones is Golovkin landing the jab and then adding some power punches after the jab when he can. Because I feel like the jab maybe won't be enough for the judges, as we've seen in the previous fight. But it all starts with the jab, and that is the number one key to victory for Golovkin. But just adding more, being more active, though, after landing the jab on Canelo, like landing the straight right more. And Canelo, like I said, try to use head movement to avoid the jab and land body punches, left hook to the body to slow Golovkin down and take air out of his sails early in the 40-year-old man. So, guys, let me know what you think. What would you advise these fighters to do to win this fight? Let me know in the comments, and take care, guys. Can't wait for the fight.